in the NFC East right now?
I still believe it's the Eagles because they have the best quarterback. And you look at his numbers, they'll walk it to him. He was on the full display yesterday. You
Was he?
Yeah.
I saw a lot of things.
You saw that win. Did you see that? Did you see these 13?
My team beat that team 40-7. Go ahead.
So how many extra wins did they get for that? Was it one?
No.
Okay, that's what all I need to know. 13 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and he missed the first 2 games. But they're going to have to do it a little differently than what they did it last year. Last year, they got Jay Ajayi at the trade deadline. They had the Winnebago, LeGarrette Blount. They do not have Jay Ajayi towards ACL. Blunt's in Detroit. So, Skip, they don't have those bruisers. Hand it to them, move the pile, get us 4 or 5 yards. Smallwood is a smaller back. He's better at catching the ball out of the backfield. Clement, although he's sturdier, he's a smallish back. I shouldn't say smallish, but he's short in stature. He's about 5'8", goes about 220. Sproles, I think it's over for him, Skip Bayless. He's not the same guy anymore. So they're going to have to do it a little differently than what they did last year. But as long as you got that guy, Carson Wentz, as long as you got the quarterback, you have a chance. Now, Adrian Peterson, Skip, I did not believe going into the situation he could get the carries he would need to be successful, because they talk about they got Chris Jones and they had Samaje Perine. So they're naming all these guys they had, and I was like, well, Adrian Peterson's not going to show you what he can do in 10 carries. Because yesterday, he had this big long run, which put him because up until that point, Skip, he had really done nothing. And then at his age, can he take 20, 25, 30 carries for a prolonged period of time? Thus far, he's proven me wrong. He's looked better than I thought he would, but I didn't think he could get the carries. Dallas, I think they're the third best team, and I don't even really know why we even need to talk about the Giants, Skip Bayless.
I thought you were talking about the Cowboys.
No. Saquon Barkley, Skip, people like, Saquon doesn't do anything. Saquon Barkley has 100 yards every game. That's just getting back to the line of scrimmage. So they should count those yards. Because if they count those yards, he'd be well over like 150, because his offensive line is trash, Skip. You know that, I know that. You watched it. I've watched it long enough. That offensive line is terrible. And they got Eli gun-shy, and they need to move on. They know what Eli is. They know what he isn't. So it's time to move on. So basically, this is a 3-horse race between the Cowboys, the Eagles, and Washington. And I believe when the dust settles, when the smoke clears, and whatever analogy you want to say, when the rubber meets the road, the cream rises to the top, whatever analogy you want to use, when it's all said and done, walk it to them, and the Eagles will be division champs.
Interesting note about walk it to him, Wentz, or is his name Carson Wentz, or is it W-I-N-C-E, Wentz, as in...
Why you wincing?
Do you realize that in his 2.5 odd seasons in the National Football League, he's fumbled 30 times? That leads the National Football League.
That's a little concerning. That's a little concerning.
30 fumbles?
That's a little concerning, Skip.
And he lost another one yesterday against those Jaguars, or what's left of the Jaguars. And they sort of hung on, and what was it, 24-18? Not too impressive.
You actually thought Blake Bortles was going to bring him back.
Blake Bortles played okay yesterday. I'm not a big fan.
Did you see that fourth down throw?
Yeah, I saw it, but they kind of hung in there, and all of a sudden, at the end, they got a far-fetched chance to win the game. I think you were a little nervous about that game.
No, not long as they got Blake Bortles. Now, if they had Mark Brunell, he ought to have been nervous.
Yeah, that's true. Because he did you in one time at your place.
Why you got to bring up old stuff?
That's why you were talking about it. That's why you brought it up. So I'm going to hang in with Dallas, give them a slight edge, because they just turned on the AC, because it was getting hot in Dallas, and they turned on the AC.
Oh, Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper is there, and Amari Cooper is a stud, and I think he will turn back into Amari Cooper for the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
The coach, I can take or leave, but again, maybe they're going to win in spite of their Hollywood coach.
He was just coach of the year 2 years ago.
He was.
And you already ready to dispose of him.
I've pretty much seen enough, but maybe this year will save him. I'm hoping so, because I still think they are positioned to take off right now and go win this division, because the Eagles have by far the hardest remaining schedule. The Eagles got some hard games left here.
All of them hard. This is the NFL.
They got to go to the Saints. They got to go to the Rams. They still haven't played Washington. They got them twice. Dallas twice.
Dallas twice, yeah.
Woo.
That's 4-0 right there.
Woo.
That's 4-0 right there.
Hey, well, you better hope so.
I know so.
You know what you better hope? That Howie Roseman, the GM of your Philadelphia Eagles, who has dominated the NFL the last 2 years, you better hope he comes up big at the trade deadline.
Oh, Howie T.
Tomorrow afternoon.
Howie T. Howie T. gonna pull it off.
Howie T. What's the other guy's name?
Oh, Dougie P?
Dougie P. And Howie. Okay, yeah, I got it.
Well, watch we get Pat Peterson.
Well, if you get Patrick Peterson, all bets are off. I will give you the nod.
Well, hold on. We keep talking about Amari Cooper. There's a reason why a guy in his 4th year, the 4th pick in the draft, is on his 2nd team, Skip Bayless. The inconsistency. Are we sure those inconsistencies and drops won't rear its head in Dallas?
Maybe so, but the same coach that we're talking about here, John Gruden, he gave away the guy you call the best defensive player in pro football.
He was one of the best.
Okay, so maybe he gave away the best receiver in pro football.
Well, I guess he needs guys that's going to run spider Y2 banana. It's amazing how good that sounds on television when
Sounds
you actually
good.
got to call that in a game and it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
When you hadn't called plays in 10 years, Skip Bayless. But I told you this was going to happen. I foretold of this. Oh, Sharpadamas.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What did you foretell of?
I foretold of that John Gruden times that passed him by.
We'll see about that when he got all 5 first-round picks in the next 2 years.
It doesn't, Skip. What good is money if you don't know what to buy with it?
So,
what good is that?
I got to tell you, as a Dallas Cowboy fan, lifelong, I am much more fearful of the Redskins than I am of the Eagles because the Redskins are legit. I thought the Redskins, after a physical, emotional rivalry battle with the Dallas Cowboys the week before, I thought they might just go up to the Giants and stink it up yesterday, and they did not. Now, I know that's mostly on the Giants because they're just...
The Giants are terrible, Skip.
Eli's just pathetic, but as I tweeted yesterday, we knew that 2 years ago, and he's still pathetic.
Yeah.
But the point is, Washington is really impressing me because they're 7th in points allowed, so their defense is legit.
Yeah.
And I'm with you. Adrian Peterson keeps proving me wrong. Now, we're only about halfway or so, and will he start to hit that old running back wall? He might, but he was really big yesterday. He got stripped one time and got the Giants back in the game briefly, but I got to tell you, Alex Smith is just flat out better than Kirk Cousins.
He's not.
He just is.
He's not.
He's much better for them because you can trust him. He's a professional quarterback. He's not going to throw for 400 yards, but he'll throw for 200-something, and he'll beat you.
If you don't mind me asking, did Cousins have an Adrian Peterson last year? Was Josh Reed there last year? Was the offensive line intact like it was this year, last year?
But he's Kirk Cousins. He's a $28 million quarterback. You got to pull it off, man.
Hold on.
He was 1-6 against the Cowboys.
Why didn't Checkdown pull it off?
Do you realize Kirk Cousins was 0-4 against Dak Prescott?
You keep
And
talking
now
about...
Alex Smith is 1-0 as a Redskin against Dak Prescott.
You keep talking about Checkdown. But do you know Checkdown had 26 total touchdowns in 15 games? And a guy in that same offense has 26 in 8 games?
What's the record? 5-2.
7-1. But, okay, well, help me out with this here. Why does it always seem the team that Checkdown Alex Smith leaves gets better after he leaves? Look at San Francisco. What did they do when he got up, when he wasn't the start anymore? Cap took him to the Super Bowl.
He was really good. He was better than Alex Smith.
What happened when Pat Mahomes became the starter in Kansas City?
It's been good.
You notice that there's a reoccurring theme. Common denominator, Alex leaving, and team getting better once he leaves.
Were the 49ers pretty good before the big switch to Colin Kaepernick?
Yeah.
They were pretty good.
But pretty good ain't doing it. Jim Harbaugh said, I think we got a Super Bowl caliber team. We just need to make, that was the only move they made. Andy Reid says, you know what? Andy Reid traded up. He moved heaven and earth and threw in a boat to get Patrick Mahomes. Why did he do that if Checkdown Alex Smith is the guy? Why do they keep doing this? They took Cap in the 2nd round, too. So why do they keep taking these quarterbacks early, Jen, if he's the guy?
So you keep calling Harbaugh khaki pants, yet he made the move of the century to, at midstream, say, I'm going to go with Colin Kaepernick.
I call him khaki pants because he had Michigan.
Oh, okay.
And you somehow, in your brain, keeps thinking that he's better than St. Nick, and he ain't.
We'll see.
What we gonna see?
Pretty soon.
Urban, I got something to say about this. Urban gonna do what he does, what he always does to him. Okay, you feeling good now. They beat Michigan State, and he won't let it go. He say they're Bush League. Oh, they do it. They holding hands. I get all that. But old St. Nick say, hey, and we got the Heisman Trophy. Oh, TT? Oh, Tua Tagovailoa? Oh, Tua Tagovailoa.
Did you see Kyler?
Kyler Murray.
Hold on. How many touchdowns does Kyler have?
It ain't over yet, man.
We got 25-0. Can you get better than that, Jenny? Can you get better than no interception? 25. Can he play? I just want to see if he can play it. I don't know. They sent him to the locker room in the fourth quarter. He eating hot dogs, popcorn in the fourth quarter. Thrown 6 passes in the second half. We're 8 weeks into the season. 6 passes, Skip Bayless. Let that sink in for a second.
Have they played anybody?
No, Skip Bayless.
They have.
All I know,
They're not even going to play anybody this Saturday.
They got LSU.
Yeah, big
Where is
deal.
LSU ranked?
I don't know.
Where is LSU? No, don't do this.
They lost to Florida.
Where is LSU ranked?
How do we get on this?
Hold on.
I don't.
thought we were
The
talking about
khaki pants.
They okay. LSU lost to Florida. Who lost to Georgia? Who LSU blew the doors off.
Yeah.
So we gonna get a chance to blow the doors off all of them because we got LSU on Saturday,
They're fourth.
and we gonna do them. We got Auburn coming down the pipeline. Somebody got to see us in Georgia at Atlanta. You know, Devil went down to Georgia. He's looking for a soda still. You know what I'm saying? Skip, you know Charlie Daniels, right?
I do.
I don't like it, but you know, hey.
I don't like it either. But the point is, I'm hanging in. As long as Howie Roseman doesn't pull off a deadline deal, I got this.
You know Howie T gonna make something happen.
He probably will.
Of course he is.
Yeah, that's what he does.
I seen the man. Then he pull it off. Yeah, I saw him get butter from a duck.
Butter from a duck.
Yeah, oh, Howie T, he magic like
haven't
that.
heard that one before.
Get water from a brick, Skip. You seen him do it? I seen him ring a brick and get water up out of it.
Fortunately, something
Just the
I
other
have
day.
heard before, the fact that the Browns are on a losing streak. So is Skip losing faith in Baker Mayfield? I got to know what you have